Hello, Danger Nels. I have some good news. Alright, so, here's the thing. I never talked this... Last time I talked about this with Agent Jerry, it was not public. But basically, when I left my old company to go to a new one, I had to fill out paperwork for my 401k. And they made it so... Basically, kind of... I guess technically manipulated me into signing something that would make me take all my money out at once into one check without federal state taxes, which is bad. Don't do that. Alright?
It basically forces her to do the taxes at a different date because you have to pay the taxes.
Yeah. And I actually looked at it at by how much money I had in the 401k, basically how much money I would owe back to IRS would be close to $8,000.
Oh!
It's a lot of money in there. But, good news is, after I got with a lawyer and they looked at the documents, they fucked up. They fucked up.
What'd they do?
The contract became null and void because they forgot to sign one part that has to be signed in order to be a valid document. Because it wasn't signed, it was null and void. They turned it in.
Thank goodness, they're so fucking stupid.
So yeah, and because of that, my 401k got put into an IRA. And they can't touch it or force it to go all the way out. Only I can touch it. Now, there's a reason why I say this is really good news. Because the only reason I couldn't get a new computer was the 401k problem. So you kind of see where I'm going with this now?
Yeah.
Starting next week, a payment will be put in, and a new computer will be commissioned. Soon, I won't have to worry about this fucking shitty piece of shit. I had to look at it when I said that. For reasons.
Why?
Oh, even though I know it's not alive, I still treated it as it is, and wish to beat the living shit out of it with a baseball bat.
That's kind of mean.
What, to the computer?
Yeah. You're like, I treat it like it's alive, and then you say how you treat it.
Is it any worse than what I've done in Power?
That's fair.
Like, this isn't the worst I've said. Anyways, if I remember correctly, we are on to the description. Very beginning. So, I was actually thinking, well, at work, I couldn't... I was starting to think, for -1, which I believe is, it's the sword, I was thinking that the smoke that's produced, because I never... Oh wait, I did write it. Never mind. I put it down as burning coal. Never mind, I forgot what I wrote. But I don't think
Are you okay?
No. But I don't think I wrote... Yeah, I just put mist. So, for this shield, when I was thinking about it, instead of just being just mist that's cold, what if it was changed to permafrost mist, like mist? That way it's a bit more descriptive as to why it's cold.
Well, it's hard to tell the difference between what kind of cold mist you have, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up around the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So fog, no matter where you are and what town, all feels the same, honestly. It's just how cold is it? And how salty is it?
Well, I pretty much believe that made it to be rather cold because eventually it does cause hypothermia to the wielder.
Uh,
So that's
Maybe
why I
we
was
should look
thinking,
up how the coldest type of frost feels, or what if there are types of frost.
yeah, anyways, I'll look that up, but at first we gotta talk about the beginning of the description, then right where the shield is, because the shield's further down.
So,
Yeah,
not gonna lie, the entire description gives me a headache because I don't know how to rework it better, but I feel it should be reworked.
yeah. I was thinking about that too while at work, because I know you guys. I was thinking like it could be found like it was found by accident in an abandoned shrine in Japan. Because I know there aren't in Japan like abandoned shrines that are worn down. I believe.
Well, those
Yeah.
aren't really abandoned, those just are neglected.
Yeah, you know, what I mean, I was thinking it would be kind of idea why, and like in the shrine, they'll see that it's partially burnt, while some of it's like a little bit frozen over, kind of showing that someone in the past had used the two weapons and caused the destruction of the shrine.
I don't think it shows that.
Or
For the time being, I feel like we should focus on figuring
mm-hmm.
out how the description will actually go about talking about the sword and the shield. And the main thing that I'm like having a little issue with here is like the description starts with SCP blah 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 appears as an ancient rusted Japanese sword and rusted blue tinted shield. The issue with this to me is that the I feel like most SCP documentation would focus on uh like not providing the description of the SCP as being both -1 and -2 together. They would say uh this SCP refers uh
Ratchet's
to
right. They would
yeah.
probably say, like, this SCP can consists of a sword and shield. They wouldn't
Right.
immediately call it -1 and -2 until they start describing the items.
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's not
Um.
what I mean. And
No. Hmm? Oh. Uh. Hold on. You guys. I'll be right back. My only best one's out. I'll be back.
uh,
Okay.
and I also end up wondering if there should be like either a -3 or just ascribe the tendency to try to force these two things together to the base SCP number itself, and then use 1 and 2 to describe the sword and shield.
Or an item that, or an atom that item, I mean, that connects the two together at all, because without the thing trying to pull them together, they're just two things that don't really seem connected and hate each other, right?
Yeah. Because, like, basically, I feel like I, uh, uh,
You okay?
yeah, I'm just,
Headache?
yeah, I just, I think, uh, I'll explain it when Dwight gets back.
Okay.
Uh,
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I think I need to level with y'all. Um, I I I just don't think that I can do these like text editing streams.
Um,
I couldn't quite hear you.
I don't think I can do these text editing streams
um,
because like I don't know if it's like a mental block or something. I have no idea what it is, but I invariably begin to feel completely miserable while trying to get across ideas surrounding a a story like this in editing while like in a voice call,
gotcha.
if that makes sense.
So, do you want to just switch over to content farms?
I That's the thing. I don't want to stop you from making like doing these streams if this is what you want to do. I'm just saying I don't think I can do that right now.
I mainly this break for having something else to do on content farm streams, but honestly, I would still love to be with you in here. So,
I just
I mean, if so, then I can just go to intermission if that's what we want to do.
I don't know.
I think that's perfect to go back to content farms. And then you can do it. We can help you with that privately off stream,
Okay.
off of voice chat.
Alright, then we get rid of these. That's gonna be for later. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, Hatchet, you stole my thunder. That's what I do. Not you. Yeah. It's... I understand. Oh. I saw the nickname for the first SCP for Content Farms, and its nickname is Normal Human People, and I'm already experiencing dread. Yeah, its nickname alone makes me know it's not gonna do it well. You're fine, Hatchet. And plus, the stream isn't fully changed because I listed the stream as finishing up SCP and maybe content farms later. So, technically... Hold on. Might take me a bit because I have to get the original SCP-166. No, because they didn't do the current, they did the original. Oh, well, that was faster than I thought. I just got it. Apparently, it was changed after July 14th, 2020. In 2021. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, the one I pulled from way back is the most recent one, yeah. Not the one that is now is... The reason why I'm going for the old one is because, it was changed from just a teenage succubus to teenage Gaia. So... she's next. I'm pulling up a couple. Yeah. I'm pulling up a couple. The first one was normal human people, then 166. I just pulling up a couple, depending on how many we go through. Yeah. 2922. That's one I've never seen. Notes from... Okay. I'm just pulling up from the order from the list. It's 3994, 166, 2922, and then after that we 5167. I'm pulling up 4. Yeah. Because I don't know how short or long these SCPs are. Yeah. So let's see. Alright, see, what's the number again? 5167. That's also another one I've never read. Oh, it's the imposter one. It's the Among Us SCP. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, God, I'm glad stream can't see this. Shut the fuck up. Not you guys, because I'm... Oh shit! Usually I upload an AI video once a day, but the most recent SCP AI video was uploaded a day ago. So they just stopped. I mean, the highest they've gotten is 500 views. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
acting like a lazy, soulless content farm?
Yes.
Which is what you were suggesting before, anyway.
Let me just do the final touches. And then I'll show it up, put the thing up in Discord.
Show it up in Discord.
Alright. Now, please, computer, do not have a shit fit. Because sometimes has a shit fit when I stream in Discord.
I feel like that translates to no promises.
Anyways, the first SCP of the night is... Oh, fuck, I forgot the normal human people.
Human beings, right?
Yeah. It's 3994. Since Jerry, since you remembered it, do you want to read it?
Sure. Although I will be slightly distracted because I have been painting.
Oh, you good?
I said painting!
Oh, I thought you said heaving. I was like, oh, you
No!
good?
How did you get heaving from that? At first,
No.
I misheard it, but I misheard it as thinking. Where did the cuts at the end go? Right?
I don't know. So now I'm just imagining Cheery just constantly heaving while reading the SCP.
Read the paragraph, pukes. Read the paragraph, pukes. Anyway.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, Cheery.
Sorry, just let me... Sometimes painting is a little time sensitive because if you wait too long, everything dries!
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in that case, should Bright read it?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, alright then, I'll go ahead and read it then. If you don't hear me say anything, just imagine my computer had a shit fit.
Also, be warned, that SCP is not nice to its children.
Oh. So it's my parents. I got it.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Oh no, you might make that reference as we go further.
Wait.
I just remembered which fucking SCP this is.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You knew exactly what I was referencing now, don't you, Hatchet?
Yes, I do.
Did I hit the nail in the coffin?
Yeah. Yeah. Any comments, Hatchet?
My
Did
head
she
hurts.
accidentally hit the nail?
My head hurts.
My comments are my head hurts.
Yeah. Alright. Item SCP-3994. Object Class Heater. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3994 is currently being held on-site at Site-92. The doors to the 3994's containment chambers must be pressurized as to prevent instances from maneuvering through gaps between the door and its frame. Instances are to be separated by category into their respective containment chambers in groups of no more than 15 per chamber. Should the number of instances in any given category exceed 800, termination of up to 500 instances may be permitted. Termination of an instance of 3994 requires 87% of its mass to be completely destroyed. whether by incineration of 800 degrees Celsius, dissolution by an acid of 1.1 pH or less, or a detonation of 415 megajoules of. Fuck me. I don't know how to say that. I'm not gonna.
Trinit Trotoluni.
Trotaluni. Recategorization of instances should occur bi-monthly. Foundation web crawlers must consistently monitor occurring meteor showers and databases of medical facilities in order to track uncontained instances of 3994. Mobile Task Force Data 991, human beings, is to be deployed wherever reports of 3994 surface, and instances of 3994 must be apprehended under the guise of relocation to a private medical facility. 3994 is to be provided a maximum of 3 times daily with Foundation generated or heavily altered media. All media is to be centered around human activity and regarded as acceptable behavior for humans, regardless of the nature of the content. Incoming information from outside instances or sources must be immediately substituted with the aforementioned media. All personnel who interacts with the aspects of 3994 or files regarding it must undergo a blood test prior to entering and exiting the chamber, as to prevent allowing incorrect personnel from exiting. Description: SCP-3994 is a collective designation for a cluster of extraterrestrial entities, currently consisting of -A-1 through -C-redacted. Instances of 3994 have been grouped into categories A, B, or C based on degree of shell decay, with A having no signs of shell decay, B having any amount of shell decay but with a retained shell, and C lacking any shell. 3994 develops and inhabits outer skins, henceforth referred to as shells, that resemble human beings. 3994 will favor mimicking the appearance of a pre-existing individual in its immediate vicinity if it lacks a shell. If no human is present, shell formation will occur regardless. These shells are assumed to act as disguises to hide the inner form of 3994, but often fail to perform as intended. 68% of attempts by 3994 to form humanoid shells have resulted in various deformities. Percentage is shown to increase in the absence of a replicatable human subject, including but not limited to twisted appendages, severe malformation resembling elephantitis, disproportionate skeletal structure, and redacted. 3994 lacks a skeletal structure. All apparent bone malformations exist only in the skin of the shell. The interior composition of 3994 is of an unknown viscous substance. Without a shell, the bodies of 3994 lack any confined form or structure. It may have a weight of upwards. Have a height upwards of 560 centimeters. In this state, 3994 maneuvers by dragging itself across the surface using any number of its limbs. No upper limit of limbs or appendages have been noted. 96%, 65% have been crossed out. 38% of conversations held between Foundation personnel and instances of 3994 have shown that 3994 will actively copy the speech patterns, dialects, and languages of those whom they are exposed to. What was crossed out is, however, 3994 demonstrates a great deal of difficulty in stringing together grammar and syntax, and has displayed symptoms in line with those of speech and communication disorders, notably cluttering and apraxia of speech. Instances under Foundation custody have shown to be adapting rapidly to match the language proficiency of personnel. Countermeasures have been implemented to combat this. Discovery. Initial discovery of 3994 occurred after news stations in redacted Bolivia, redacted Germany, and redacted Madagascar reported dozens of wild animals have been shred to pieces with pulpy, viscous innards of a solid, uniform color. Since this initial discovery, no instances were found to have developed an inhuman shell, likely due to rejection by inhuman mammalian societies. Samples taken from deceased instances proved to be extraterrestrial, with no known relatives existing on Earth. Several days prior to the initial discovery, all three cities have experienced a minor meteor shower. Meteorites retrieved near recovery locations have tested positive for DNA samples of 3994, implying that 3994 has been utilizing meteorites as a method of travel from their location of origin. Addendum 1. On January 6th, redacted, three of the redacted total B category instances of 3994 progressed into a complete state of shell decay, hereby recognized as C category. Crevices in the B category shells with protruding limbs, spines, and other appendages gave way to its full interior body. Of these 3994 instances, effectively dissolving the shell, testing suggests that shell decay is a natural process with signs beginning 1 to 4 months after a shell is initially formed and dissolving entirely within 1 year. The process of shell formation takes a maximum of 3 days. There's no known way to inhibit this process. Interviewed 3994-A-7. Interviewer Dr. Kaufman. Forward. A-7 was recovered from redacted Ireland. 3 days prior to the interview, A-7 was recorded to have initially disregarded as an intoxicated townsperson until he was seen to have stabbed its elbows back in half and kept going about its business. Once it was administered medical treatment, hospital staff discovered that A-7 lacked any human bodily fluids, and the Foundation was secretly involved. Begin log. Good morning, A-7. Morning. Sickening. You find something sickening? It's an understandably standing rotten day. What's making it rotten? No breakfast. In time for breakfast. Eating as a man must eat, you know. 3994 does not require food and is presumed to be self-sustaining. A-7's comments are theorized to have been scrambled words of individuals and dislocation prior to recovery. Are you hungry? I'm gonna be hungry. And you, what was breakfast for yourself? I had waffles, I believe. Waffles, I believe. Oh, I indeed not waffles, I believe. They are how you say hungry for breakfast. Do you know what a waffle is, A-7? 3994-A-7 pauses briefly, it gazes the slate, then it clears its throat. The following lines from A-7 contain several words of Argentinian Spanish, which have been translated into English. A waffle, I believe it's a bread pastry often eaten with unintelligible syrup for breakfast. Humans, us, we enjoy them. Popular here in Argentina. A-7. We are nowhere near Argentina. Extraneous dialogue has been removed. End log. Closing statement. Dr. Kaufman's interview with A-7 has led to the discovery of telepathic communications existing between instances of 3994. Further research is being conducted in order to understand the limits and capabilities of this. Addendum 02. Following interview log 013, 3994 is confirmed to develop language proficiency, cultural understanding, acceptable social behavior, and other essential components of human interaction, not only by interacting with humans directly, but also by communicating information between one another in a hive mind complex. Demonstrating its development by teaching 3994 false information about humanity is necessary to uncover instances of 3994 embedded in human society when insects do not function as intended due to the composition of 3994. Incident log is -04. On August 12th, redacted, a security breach was attempted by 3994-A-7, A-24, A-33, B-3, B-78, C-16, and C-27. C-16 and C-27 provided aid to the breach by pressing themselves against the crevices of the containment chamber door, and the door frame to forcibly unhinge the door. They then function as a distraction by blocking off guards from accessing one side of the hallway, leading to 3994's containment chamber. Guards were unable to destroy enough of -C-16 and C-27's mass in order to surpass them into the hallway. The remaining instances of 3994 have formed shells resembling on-site staff and security prior to the incident. Both B category instances were able to conceal any protruding appendages by wrapping themselves in shreds of cloth taken from each other's uniforms. A group of A category instances acted in the roles of personnel escorting wounded researchers to the medical bay. The security breach lasted a total 23 minutes before all violating instances of 3994 were terminated via heavy artillery fire. Addendum 03. On May 9th, redacted, excessive countermeasures were implemented to prevent absolute blending of undiscovered instances of 3994 into human societies. This includes all recreational activities relating to forms of media used to convey information, films, books, must have scrambled text or speech. No non-fiction media may be introduced to 3994 under any circumstances. No information regarding the personal lives of personnel may be mentioned under any circumstances. Incident log 09. On September 16th, redacted, a breach was attempted by 14 A category instances, 37 B category instances, and 6 C category instances. Dr. Kaufman and 4 accompanying security guards approached 3994's containment chamber, which causes the aforementioned instances to swarm around the door. It should be noted that this behavior is abnormal for 3994. Dr. Coffin opened the door, and 4 security guards were promptly trampled by the offending instances. However, all instances wove around Dr. Kaufman, who headed into the opposite direction from the group until he was subsequently apprehended 11 minutes after the breach. The instances managed to reach the center of Site 92 before they were successfully terminated via a contained flood of 20,000 gallons of battery-grade sulfuric acid. Interview, Dr. Kaufman. Interviewer, Dr. Redacted. Forward, the following interview occurred immediately after incident log 09, September 16th, Redacted. At the time of recording, Dr. Redacted was the site director for Site 92. Begin log. Dr. Kaufman, what reason do you have for your actions today? You were seen walking away from a massive containment breach without alerting security. I apologize. I must have forgotten. Forgotten? Mr. Kaufman, you were being swarmed by 3994. I don't want to punish you for initiation of an deliberate failure to contain a breach. Hell, I don't even want to blame you for what happened. You just opened the door. But they were all over you, Kaufman. They trampled the cars and headed straight for escape and you forgot. Again, I apologize. I only did what I could. Excuse me, Kaufman? You can't keep them here forever. They've taken the form of the dominant species on the planet, and they're damn near indestructible by our means of measurement. We haven't found them all, and we don't know how many there are. We don't even know how they multiply. We're not here to discuss 3994, Kaufman. We're here to... You keep an army trapped inside these concrete walls, and it won't do a thing in your favor, Dr. Odeck. They learn, and then they keep advancing. It's a simple concept. Buffers on their development will stop working. Sooner or later, there'll be enough instances on this godforsaken planet to teach them enough language, teach them every language under the sun. They'll learn the games. They'll know that humans don't actually eat paste for breakfast, or wear their shoes on their hands, like you so desperately want them to believe. Soon enough, they'll be walking and talking like any other person. And at the rate they're going, they'll outsmart us 1,000,000 to 1. They'll just keep going and going and going. You waged a hefty bet against the universe's greatest conqueror, Dr. Redacted. And it's a bet you're going to lose. End log. Closing statement. Several hours following the interview, it was discovered that Dr. Kaufman had been on vacation for the past 2 weeks. I'm starting to think you guys were thinking of a different SCP.
Yeah, I was.
So I was like, wait. Jerry, you're still muted. I'm not sure if you said anything.
Sorry, I haven't said anything.
Alright, you guys ready for the thumbnail?
I will say either I was thinking of a different SCP with a similar name, or it was totally changed.
Same.
Yeah. Here's the thumbnail.
I hate it, thank you. What do we even rate this at?
Okay. So, what were they described as again? Like with their shells and stuff.
Let's see. Based on shell decay. 394 develops and inhabits outer skins as shells that resemble human beings. Act as disguises to hide their inner form of 394. But only for intended form of human shells. So formalities, twisted pinches, sphere of information.
The interior composition is of an unknown viscous substance. Basically, underneath the shell is liquid.
Yeah, it's just liquid.
That's why all the animals that they tried to take at first were literally just shells and liquid. It failed.
So it's inaccurate.
It's inaccurate in every single way.
Yes.
They cannot take the shell off because it's liquid inside. There's nothing inside that can stand on its own. It's basically a 4. And also, the human shell does not look perfectly handsome like the one they're peeling off.
You're gonna say something, Hatchet?
I was just saying, yeah, 4. They've got
Sorry.
like they basically just they just put a stereotypical gray alien in a human skin suit. So how much you want to bet that the video itself will actually accurately draw these things, and the fucking thumbnail is just completely its own thing.
It was written by Dog Teeth.
I love dog teeth.
There's a reason why I bring this here, because if you look in the description here, there's something missing.
It's very small. Like, the text is very small. I can't tell what you're
The
pointing out.
author.
There's no dog teeth.
Also, I'm seeing right at the beginning of the description, install Raid for free, which means they're sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. This is the second SCP content form that's sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, by the way, that we found.
Oh, great. I love Raid Shadow Legends.
Anyways, are we ready?
No, but proceed.
3, 2, 1.
Thousands of bright lights were traveling through the sky at lightning speed. They seemed to be
What?
coming from one central point. The man stared at the vision. He had heard about meteors, but
What?
What is happening?
Why is he pink?
I don't know. The beginning made me think this was a weird anime, and then I saw that guy dressed, and he's honestly drawn less human than I've seen them draw anyone in a very long time. And he's not white, so I'm not sure how I feel about that, especially the bean shaped his head they gave him. Please don't tell me he's from a Spanish speaking country.
Oh, God.
God.
At the very beginning, I was thinking, like, did they smoke marijuana then animate this?
You know, as long as it's not Portuguese or Spanish that they speak in this video, that for that person, it should probably not be racist. Oh gosh.
He's just a pink guy standing on a rooftop, I think.
Actually, that's more of a reddish brown. That's why
I
I'm
mean,
worried.
Oh, okay. I guess I can kind of get that.
I
To me,
see
it looks
orange, too.
Doesn't
orange.
look orange to me.
Like
What?
the brick. You're talking about the bricks, right?
No,
we're
the
talking about
skin.
his skin. The
Oh.
guy. What are you? I'm calling him a pink man, and you're like, oh yeah, orange. Look at the orange bricks. Oh, orange. I love
will
orange
say
bricks.
a lot of lighter browns, when they don't have enough gray tones to it, will look pinkish.
Yeah.
Alright, we ready?
Like,
Oh, sorry.
I guess the thing is, like, when I first saw this image, the first thing I thought was Pink Panther.
Well, the first thing I thought was, I hope this is not going to be super racist.
We'll
Yeah.
find out.
Let's see.
In 3, 2, 1.
had never imagined he would ever bear witness to a shower of them hurtling towards his island home, Madagascar.
The shower.
When he arrived at his
Oh,
house,
no,
he
this is
woke his
still
sleeping
fucking
wife.
Wait, he's no longer pink! He's no longer pink!
Oh, okay. I think the idea was that he was like under the lighting effects.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, they're not pink anymore.
It didn't look pink to me, but anyway. If it's Madagascar, this is probably going to be really racist, especially since they're like, oh, he stared at the lights and he had this spiritual, I never thought I would see this thing. Oh, yeah, he's in Madagascar. I was off on where it might be in the world, but it's not looking good for them. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's keep going.
Granted,
They still don't know how to draw women, but they don't know how to draw men right now either.
She was like, wait, so if I'm supposed to be going to light, I'll be pink. Hang on, I gotta check something.
Yeah, apparently, according to SCP Exposed, black men turn pink under light.
Anyways,
Hmm.
I will give them credit. They actually used a country mentioned in the article instead of putting their own.
Yes, but my issue is How racist are they going to make this? Also, it said
Tragic.
before in the article that when they do take someone's form,
Yeah.
it's typically misshapen. He still looks the fucking same.
Well, we
I
haven't
don't
been-
think that's the instance yet.
Okay. But I will say he does look misshapen by default by how badly they drew him. They
Juice.
can draw him like a person? And is that supposed to be a fucking goatee? Does that look like a goatee? Just press play.
I was about to say, Juice says no watching Booch information from me.
That's because in real life, black people don't turn pink under light.
Damn.
I can turn pink.
Right, you're white. You can probably turn pink if enough heat is applied. Unless you're a fucking freak like me, where, yes, if I scar, will it be brown, pink, or gray?
Oh god. 3, 2, 1.
And told her what he had seen. His excitement about the incident was infectious, and his wife
What?
was soon wide awake, listening to his story. She told him that he should tell
Hostile just randomly changed for a few brief seconds? What the fuck?
This episode is breaking Jerry.
Also, what the fuck? No house looks like that. Also, does she have boobs or is she pregnant? Where are her boobs traveling? Are they not boobs? Are they a stomach?
Let me remind everyone who's watching it now. The gay man is worried about women's boobs.
No, I'm worried about if those are boobs or her stomach. You know how bad that anatomy is? Are you even sure what that's supposed to represent?
I'm dying right now.
What does that represent? Her stomach or her chest?
I can't.
Well, answer me. Which
I don't
one do you think
fucking
it
know.
represents? Yeah, see? That's the problem. Mark bad women's anatomy.
Looking what the fuck is with the bed being code placement? It's a content farm. What do you expect, Chill?
You know what? Maybe they'll figure out what it's supposed to be in the next frame. They seem to be changing art a lot.
She was enjoying you freaking out.
But we'll figure out what the lump is. Either her stomach or her chest or maybe both. Who knows? Let's find out.
I was not expecting the Chew to yell that much.
I'm sorry, Chew. I'm an artist, and sometimes artists feel things when they see things.
Anyways, in 3, 2.
his story to the authorities. Maybe the local news might want to interview him. It was about 3 days after the meteor shower when he was watching the local news. The anchor was talking about the discovery of the bodies of hundreds of wild
What's wrong with
animals.
the anchor?
Their bodies had been shredded to
What was
No,
that?
press. I said, what's wrong with the anchor? But keep going. It's just bad art. It's just really bad art.
pieces. The man was just wondering who or what could have done such a terrible thing when there was a knock at his door. He opened the door and saw two very official-looking men
What?
standing there. "Come in," he said. "You must be from the news
They look
station."
like they were
The
drawn by
Foundation
a
personnel
fun
looked at
mirror.
it.
You know those funhouse mirrors that warp? Do those look like real people or funhouse mirror people?
Oh, it's a gunner. I expect the bare minimum Aaron. What did you arrive to, Sanju? Hell. Anyways, let's continue.
Well, they may not know how to draw people, but I don't know.
Yeah. Are you okay, Hatchet? So I just realized you're muted, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
That's valid, Chew.
Alright,
That's valid.
yeah, in 3, 2, 1.
each other, then entered his home. Welcome to SCP Exposed.
Go fuck yourself.
Today we bring you the Keter class subject, SCP-3994. Sometimes analyzing all these SCPs
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
What was that?
He's transitioning to its great sponsorship.
I just
Oh,
want to
yeah,
see
he
a
is.
human in this video that looks human. I'm gonna be angry if the first thing that looks human is the SCP itself. I'll be so angry.
Oh my gosh, it's an over a minute ad of Raid Shadow
It's
Legends.
a fucking ad. I don't want to. They go to the anime bullshit when that. Okay.
Oops, I went too far. Oops,
That doesn't
I
look
hit the
like
wrong
anything
arrow
out of-
key.
I'll be honest.
There we go.
That light stream doesn't look like it's out of the SCP thing. It looks like it's out of an anime.
No ethical reacts. We don't want to watch Raid Shadow Legends. Fuck them. Plus, they're pretty much street people from what I heard.
Well, Chew, why would we want to watch an ad from a content farm?
That was suddenly explodes. This is some you have to humor here. So shit.
What do you think of the lights, Hatchet?
Oh, was the no ethical reacts to the ad thing? Okay, never mind. I was wrong, Chew. Anyways, in 3, 2, 1, let's continue.
SCP-3994 is the collective designation for a cluster of extraterrestrial entities, currently consisting of SCP-3994-A1 through SCP-3994-C27. Instances of the cluster have been grouped into categories A, B, or C, based upon the degree of their shell decay, with A having no signs of shell decay, B having any amount of shell decay but with a retained shell, and C lacking any shell at all. SCP-3994 develops and inhabits outer skins. These are referred to as shells that resemble human beings. It will favor mimicking the appearance of a pre-existing individual in its immediate vicinity if it lacks a shell. If no human is present, shell formation will occur regardless. These shells are assumed to act as disguises to hide the inner form of the alien, but often fail to perform it as intended. 68% of attempts by SCP-3994 to form humanoid shells have resulted in various deformities, including, but not limited to, twisted appendages, severe malformation resembling elephantitis, and disproportionate...
That's not what a twisted limb looks like.
What the? Why does?
Wait, is that what they think a spine looks like?
Yes.
Long pause before we heard what this example was for.
Alright. Anyways. Are you guys gonna say anything else, or?
I think I just need to head off.
Oh.
I'm
You-
just.
Ah.
I'm just.
You need to go rest. Do you just want me and Jerry to continue this?
Yeah, y'all continue without me. I'm just not going up.
Okay. Well, I hope you...
I hope you start feeling better soon.
Yeah, same. I hope you start feeling better.
Okay. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Right now, just move Jerry a bit. There you go. Alright. Can I play that spine like a xylophone? No. Just because you asked.
skeletal structure. All apparent
Th-
bone
that was-
malformations
That was a spine. That was a spine, Jerry.
You know what? I'm hoping they're not gonna do any more racist things. I don't know why I feel concerned about that as soon as I see a brown person, but they don't have a good track record. It's to this point where I see someone and I'm like, oh. What are they going to do to him?
3, 2, 1.
Exist only in the skin of the shell. However, this percentage has
Oh,
shown
he
to
was an
increase in the
alien.
absence of a replicable human subject. The interior composition of SCP-3994 is of an unknown viscous substance. Without a shell, the bodies of the alien lack any confined form or structure, and may have a height upwards of 560 centimeters. In this state, it maneuvers by dragging itself across a surface using any number of its limbs, of which there could be any number. In the initial studies conducted by the Foundation, SCP-3994 demonstrated a great deal of difficulty in stringing together grammar and syntax, and displayed symptoms in line with those of speech and communication disorders, notably cluttering and apraxia of speech. However, it appears now that instances of SCP-3994 currently under Foundation custody have shown to be adapting rapidly to match the language proficiency of personnel. Countermeasures have been implemented to combat this. On the 9th of May, extensive countermeasures were implemented to prevent absolute blending of undiscovered instances of SCP-3994 into human societies. This included the following. All recreational activities relating to forms of media used to convey information, for example films and books, must have scrambled text or speech. No nonfiction media may be introduced to SCP-3994 under any circumstances.
Okay.
No information regarding the personal lives of personnel may be mentioned under any circumstances. The initial discovery of
we don't get to see any darkness
SCP-3994 occurred after news stations in Bolivia, Germany, and Madagascar reported dozens of wild animals having been shred to pieces with pulpy, viscous innards of a solid,
Oh yes, shred to pieces. A hole. I feel so shredded.
Of all animals they choose, it's a dog.
Do they even know where Madagascar is? You know, let's just let's just keep going.
uniform color. Since this initial discovery, no instances were found to have developed an inhuman shell. Likely due to rejection by inhuman mammalian societies, samples taken from deceased instances proved to be extraterrestrial, with no known relatives existing on Earth. Several days prior to the initial discovery, all three cities had experienced a minor meteor shower. Meteorites retrieved near recovering locations have tested positive for DNA samples of SCP.
Why did he? I never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
3994.
We know what it looks
Implying
like.
that they have been utilizing meteorites as a method of travel from their location of origin. SCP-3994 is currently being held on site at Site-92. The doors to its containment chambers must be pressurized as to prevent instances from maneuvering through.
I'm sorry, but what the fuck is this apparatus? It just looks like they put, you know what? In order to make a pressurized door, we're going to put a keypad lock and a pump that looks like a bunch of orange pancakes and carrots. I saw that from chat. Oh, it's smushed carrot pancakes. That's what they are.
Okay,
through
let's
gaps
keep going.
between the door and its frame. Instances are to be separated by category into their respective containment chambers, in groups of no more than 15 per chamber. Should the number of instances in any given category exceed 800, termination of up to 500 instances may be permitted. Termination of an instance of SCP-3994 requires 87% of its mass to be completely destroyed, whether by incineration of 800 degrees Celsius, dissolution by an acid of 1.1 pH or less, or a detonation of 415 megajoules of trinitrotoluene. Recategorization of instances should occur bi-monthly. Foundation web crawlers must consistently monitor upcoming meteor showers and databases of medical facilities in order to track uncontained instances of SCP-3994. Mobile Task Force Theta 991, consisting of human beings, is to be deployed wherever reports of SCP-3994 surface. And instances of the cluster must be apprehended under the guise of relocation to a private medical facility. It is to be provided a maximum of 3 times daily with Foundation-generated or heavily altered media. All media is to be centered around human activity and regarding as acceptable behavior for humans, regardless of the nature of the content. Incoming information from outside instances or sources must be immediately substituted with aforementioned media. All personnel who interact with any aspect of SCP-3994 or files regarding it must undergo a blood test prior to entering and exiting the containment chamber.
I just realized, does that mean that for this SCP they just give it AI slop? That's produced.
I don't know.
That's produced nowadays. You just give it AI. That or
Maybe.
that or what the. Or they give it Cocoa Melon. You're the ones producing the slop. Yummy, yummy slops, that's true. Anyways.
As to prevent allowing the incorrect personnel from exiting. The Foundation discovered on one occasion that 3 of the total B category instances of cluster had progressed into a complete state of shell decay. They were then recognized as C category. Crevices in B category shells with protruding limbs, spines, and other appendages gave way to the full interior body of these SCP-3994 instances, effectively dissolving the shell. Testing suggests that shell decay is a natural process, with signs beginning 1 to 4 months after a shell is initially formed, and dissolving entirely within 1 year. The process of shell formation takes a maximum of 3 days. There's no way to inhibit this process. SCP-3994-A7 is an instance which was recovered from Ireland. It was recorded that initially it had been disregarded as an intoxicated townsperson until it was seen to have snapped.
Well, at the very least, most of the information about it has been correct so far.
Oh my god. He looks so happy. His arms facing the opposite direction.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But isn't this technically something that would happen in file?
Yeah. Yeah. Still, I still find it funny. Anyways.
Snapped its elbows back in half and kept going about its business. Once it was administered medical treatment, hospital staff discovered that it lacked any human bodily fluids, and the Foundation was subsequently involved. 3 days after its arrival at the Foundation, Dr. Kaufman conducted an interview with—
Wait, hold on. I gotta see something real quick. How the fuck you getting inside?
Well,
Because it looks like the stairs are blocking the door.
it's not a staircase, it's even worse.
I know.
Look at it. Technically, that's just a pattern. It's not technically a staircase. So it's literally a wall placed directly in front of the door for no reason whatsoever.
We're trying to go for a staircase. It does not look like a staircase.
Well, a staircase slopes, Bright. Now, Aaron, look and you notice there's no sloping. So like I said, that's not supposed to be a staircase. That's supposed to be a wooden patterned wall.
Such as you have to be forklift certified.
I think you have to go in like a wrecking ball.
All of a sudden, like, the Foundation researchers are inside, and you're like, Do I hear Lady Gaga? The wrecking ball just crashes through their wall.
I don't think that was Lady Gaga, was it? Let me.
Yeah, it was Lady Gaga who sang it. I believe.
No, Miley Cyrus.
Oh, it's Miley Cyrus. Never mind. I confused the wrong person.
Lady Gaga's weird. She's too weird for Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball is a very clear black and white breakup song. When has Lady Gaga done anything clear, black and white? She's a fucking rainbow.
Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
After its arrival at the Foundation, Dr. Kaufman conducted an interview with SCP-3994-A7. The following is a transcript from the interview. "Good morning, SCP-3994-A7, said Dr. Kaufman. "Morning, sick, sickening," replied the subject. "Do you find something sickening?" "It's an understandably standing rotten day." "What's making it rotten?" "No breakfast, and time for breakfast. Eating as a man must eat, you know." Are you hungry?" "Faye, hunger be hungry. And you, what was breakfast for yourself?" "I had waffles, I believe." "Waffles, I believe. Oh, I endear waffles, I believe. They are, how do you say, hungry for breakfast." "Do you know what a waffle is, A7?
The way they drew the doctor makes him constantly look concerned. I keep seeing every angle. He just like, you good, bro? I'm so really concerned.
Let's just keep watching.
Yeah. Would you be concerned if your tongue into a human equivalent of Cleverbot? Nah. It's what SMGs are for.
7? SCP-3994-A7 paused briefly. It gazed distinctly, then cleared its throat. The following lines from the
What?
subject contain several words of Argentinian Spanish, which have been
Okay.
translated into English. "A waffle, I believe, is a bread pastry often eaten with..." Unintelligible. "Syrup for breakfast. Humans.
Wait, what?
Us, we enjoy them. Popular
No,
here
this
in
was in an
Argentina."
interview.
A7, we are nowhere near
Yeah,
Argentina.
wasn't that
S-
the interview with someone they thought was a drunken Irishman for a moment? But they didn't bring it up that way. That's why I was a little confused.
Yeah, this is the instance. This is the drunken man Irishman instance.
Why didn't they talk about it that way? Okay, press play.
I
Feels
don't.
like everything's disjointed.
Is that Spanish, Sanju? If it is, good that you know it, I guess. I don't know what that means.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to kindly point out that Google Translate exists. And you can copy and paste, and it says stop idiot.
Sanju says there's a common Argentinian expression.
But what's it mean? Just stop idiot?
I guess so.
Well, I know a lot of our phrases sound off place without knowing that it means something.
It's a bit more context dependent.
Okay, that's fair.
But basically, yes. Neat. Anyways, 32.
SCP-3994 does not require food and is presumed to be self-sustaining. A7's comments are theorized to have been the scrambled words of individuals in its location prior to recovery. Dr. Kaufman's interview with A7 has led to the discovery of telepathic communications existing between instances of SCP-3994. Further research is being conducted in order to understand the limits and capabilities of this. After further interviews were conducted with SCP-3994, it was confirmed it was able to develop language proficiency. cultural understanding, acceptable social behavior, and other essential components of human interaction, not only by interacting with humans directly, but also by communicating information between one another in a hive mind complex. Dampening this development by teaching it false information about humanity is necessary to uncover instances of SCP-3994 embedded in human society. Amnestics do not function as intended due to the composition of the alien. On the 12th of August, a security breach was attempted by a number of A, B, and C instances. C-27 provided aid to the breach by pressing itself between the crevices of the containment chamber door and the door frame to forcibly unhinge the door. They then functioned as a distraction by blocking off guards from accessing one side of the hallway.
I'm sorry. But it looks like it's just a rave party right here.
Oh shit, it does. Okay.
Rave
Well-
party.
At least all the information is accurate, so the only thing that hurts is the art.
It's a containment breach. It's rave. Oh my god.
But let's keep going.
Yeah.
The hallway leading to SCP-3994's containment chamber. Guards were unable to destroy enough of C-16 and C-27's mass in order to suppress them in the hallway. Remaining instances of SCP-3994 had formed shells resembling on-site staff and security prior to the incident. Both B-category instances were able to conceal any protruding appendages by wrapping them in shreds of cloth taken from each other's uniforms. The group of A-category instances acted in the roles of personnel escorting wounded researchers to the medical bay. The security breach lasted a total of 23 minutes before all violating instances of SCP-3994 were terminated via heavy artillery fire. On the 16th of September, a breach was attempted by 14
Why did it kind of
A-category
look like they literally used a tank to fire them down?
Nah, they use them, they use
I know
this-
what they used, but it looked like a cannon.
No, they used,
Like, not a cannon, a tank cannon gun
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, they used, Star Wars tank cannon machines to take care of the instances. They party too hard, oh my god. 3, 2, 1.
instances, 37 B-category instances, and 6 C-category instances. Dr. Kaufman and 4 accompanying security guards approached SCP-3994's containment chamber, which caused the aforementioned instances to swarm around the door. It should be noted that this behavior is abnormal for the cluster. Dr. Kaufman opened the door, and the 4 security guards were promptly trampled by the offending instances. However, all instances wove around Dr. Kaufman, who headed in the opposite direction from the group until he was subsequently apprehended 11 minutes after the breach.
Wait, hold on. They're saying he's an instance in this animation. It was never clarified in the article he's an instance.
Well, I guess we have to put at least a 1 for accuracy, as in it's slightly inaccurate. Well, slightly inaccurate enough that we have to put a point for inaccuracy.
Just watch my thing right here.
Subsequently apprehended
Zord's right
11
in
minutes
skin.
after the breach.
And clothing.
The instances managed to reach the center of Site-92 before all were successfully terminated via a contained flood of 20,000 gallons of battery-grade sulfuric acid. Immediately after the incident, the Foundation's director of Site-92 conducted an interview with Dr. Kaufman. This is the transcript.
In a courtroom? In a courtroom?
Is that technically a courtroom? Look at everything that doesn't belong.
Yeah, I know, but the way they had the guy on top, it looks like he's a judge.
A judge that came out of a funhouse mirror.
Yeah.
Look at how he was drawn.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
What reason do you have for your actions today? You were seen walking away from a massive containment breach without alerting security.
Ah, yes,
Asked the
that
site
is the
director.
voice of an old man. Sorry.
I apologize. I must have forgotten, replied Dr. Kaufman. Forgotten? Dr. Kaufman, you were being swarmed by SCP-3994. I don't want to punish you for initiation of and deliberate failure to contain a breach. Hell, I don't even want to blame you for what happened. You just opened the door. But they were all over you, Kaufman. They trampled the guards and headed straight for escape.
Oh,
And
now
you
it
forgot?
itches.
Again, I apologize. I only did what I could. Excuse me, Kaufman? You can't keep them here forever. They've taken the form of the dominant species on the planet, and they're damn near indestructible by our means of measurement. We haven't found them all. We don't know how many there are. You don't even know how they multiply. We're not here to discuss SCP-3994, Kaufman. We're here to... You keep an army trapped inside these concrete walls, and it won't do a thing in your favor. They learn, and then they keep advancing. It's a simple concept. Buffers on their development will stop working. Sooner or later, there'll be enough instances on this godforsaken planet to teach them every language under the sun. They'll learn the games. They'll know that humans don't actually eat paste for breakfast or wear their shoes on their hands like you so desperately want them to believe. Soon enough, they'll be walking and talking like any other person. And at the rate they're going, they'll outsmart us 1,000,000 to 1. They just keep going and going and going. You've wagered a hefty bet against the universe's greatest conqueror, and it's a bet you're going to lose. Several hours following the interview, it was discovered that Dr. Kaufman had been on vacation for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, wait.
Wait, what? I don't remember that.
It was
Oh, it
discovered-
was.
Oh, I guess the person they were talking to was an instance.
Well, then I guess it's still a 0 for inaccuracy because it means they followed everything to the T. They just
I forgot
didn't do
about
it
that.
nicely.
Also, I'm going to close that because I do not want to go back to see that AI picture. Fuck AI. Oh, wait, you know what I should do right now? Hold on.
What?
Let me just do this, move it, shrink it just a tad bit, and... and then you can see on stream. Oh my god.
Are you done getting your feelings out?
Yes. Alright, removable character size license. They did remove the author.
Huh?
Yeah, they removed the author.
Oh, then that needs to be at least a 1.
Yeah.
But besides that, I don't think they removed any of the other characters.
No.
Yeah. And added gore violence is sadly a 0.
Or altered. We forgot about altered part.
Well, how much was actually altered? 0?
Yeah. Alright, deviates from the plot of the article? Not really?
It didn't deviate besides the weird thing at the beginning they added, which we don't really count.
Yeah, it didn't really deviate, so I guess that's another 0. Only minute of video such offensiveness.
Okay, how offensive do we want to put this? Black men turn pink under light.
I wonder if Chu's still here to tell us how offensive that is. Oh my god. Hmm. I don't know.
You know what? I think I know who might be able to help us.
Who?
They just got on the toilet. Never mind. Ugh. I'm like, I know who to ask for help. They're not available at the moment. Just at the right. I have timing.
Oh,
Zanju from, well, I guess you didn't see the whole thing, did you?
they saw enough.
Zanju from 1 to 4, how racist do you think they got?
I've not seen the whole thing. At the very beginning, they made an
Would
American
you like
skin
to show
pink.
Zanju what they did?
I can't read the video.
That's fair.
Thousands of bright
Yeah, as you can see here. Here.
Also, where even is that in Madagascar? What? You know what? I'm gonna look up Madagascar to see if there are even colorful bricks.
Yeah, as you can see right here. This is right here. But if you wait till right here, that's his actual skin color.
Let's see. Looks like normal buildings, normal buildings, normal buildings, normal buildings, normal buildings, normal buildings. It looks like a beautiful country, but it also doesn't. Where the fuck did they pull those weird bricks out of their fucking ass cracks?
I don't know.
But I do say, like many old buildings, they have old buildings that are very pretty. But maybe that's because I love history. I love history. I love things that show like older designs with bigger, more detailed patterns because older buildings tend to have better designs to them. I'm not trying to be biased.
Bullshit.
No, I'm going to look up colorful bricks to see if there's any place like that in Madagascar, anywhere in that whole country. I don't think so. This is as close to colorful bricks as it got.
I just sent a
People
Chew a
think-
DM on a scale of 4 hours. This was the black guy being pink at the start of the video.
So why did they even use the bricks in that video? Because there doesn't seem like any bricks like that anywhere in Madagascar that I could see in any of the pictures.
Because fuck you, that's why.
In fact, let me look up a map of Africa
Oh, hi,
to see if
Chew.
any of the,
They said
to see if any of the countries nearby have any sort of colorful bricks anywhere at any point. Oh, did you pop up?
Yeah. Is okay, the reason why it says not 0 to 10 is because it's on a scale to it's 5, so and 20 times 5 is 100, so that's why it's on scale of 1 to 4, because 5 times 4 is 20. That's why it's not 0 to 10. So, Chew said 4 just because they can.
You know what? I'm looking up Mozambique brick houses? Because that looks like the country in Africa closest to Madagascar. And there's still no brick houses those colors.
Hmm.
Yeah, none. There's nice looking houses with stones in the walls, but that's very different looking in literally every single way. Almost like different, no, I'm just shutting up.
Do you agree with you, Jerry? With it being 4?
Let's see, they turned a black man pink. They used an imaginary brick pattern design. Can we look at that brick wall again?
Oh my god,
I'm
I
not sure
deleted the
why I
video.
want to see it. I just want to be angry, I guess.
Thousands of brothers, but had
Yeah, there's literally no place in Madagascar I've seen of any pictures anywhere with a brick wall, even slightly resembling that in any way. In fact, is that a wall? Is that anything? We never find out, do we? Where was that? What was he doing there in the middle of the night? Was he at work? Was he doing something else? Was he getting shit before going home to his wife? Do we ever find out? No? You know what? Fuck it, 4. He's at this imaginary brick that might be the top of a house. It might be a wall. It might be part of a bridge. Who fucking knows? It's the imaginary bricks. And he's out at the middle of the night. Why? Who knows? Was it for work? Was he getting back from work? Was he going to work? Did he forget to go to work after seeing the light of, I don't know, spirituality? Because they lightly suggested he was religious, because we know there's no trope about calling black people religious or anything. I'm sorry, I should stop ranting.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
So here's the thing. I'm just gonna do this for everyone who's here right now. They did not use the updated SCP of 166. They used the one that was a bit controversial in the past with its nickname and what it was. So that's this. So yes. Alright. Anyways, the next one is SCP-166, aka the Teenage Succubus. Alright. Item SCP-166, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-166 can be kept safely in a minimal security environment as of redacted. SCP-166 is housed in a Standard Class B suite at Site 17. With the following alterations. Say what again, Sanju? Or are you typing it, Jerry? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Teenage Succubus. Yeah. It's now, instead of just a Teenage Succubus, now just a Teenage Gaia. It was changed.
Teenage Gaia makes more sense, and it's really weird to call her succubus, especially since at no point was she ever designed like that. She's always literally been a child at a sort of age where would she be considered a teen or a tween? Because she was around that age. So not even a full teen. Okay. Sorry.
You're fine. Anyways, the adjacent suite has been redesignated into a local observation post. Translucent acrylic panels have been placed in the approach corridor and staging area to prevent direct line of sight into containment suite from an exterior hallway. Warning signs have been placed throughout the containment area, indicating that no male personnel are permitted in the area. Reasonable requests of personal items and modifications to the containment suite may be granted upon approval of level 4 or higher authority. Today, SCP-166 has requested a copy of the Holy Bible, Dewey Ram's Koh-i-Noor revision, granted, a Catholic rosary, granted, access to a Catholic priest for confession, mass, and other sacraments, denied, various books and magazines, mostly religious in nature, granted pending review and approval of contents, a telephone and with which to contact the abbess of the redacted covenant of the in Cornwall, England, granted. 166 is allowed 1 hour of telephone time a week to this phone number 1. SCP-166 is generally content to remain in her quarters as long as she is provided with entertainment in the form of religious materials, books, television, and art supplies. In return for her cooperation and her own confinement, 166 is to be allowed a 12-hour excursion away from Site-17 to an adjacent and uninhabited island no more than once per month. Limited Release Protocol 19-A is to be observed in these cases, with the added restriction that no male personnel are to be allowed within 500 meters of 166 during transport, and no male personnel are to be allowed on the island during her stay. As even the lightest clothing tends to cause pressure ulcers, aka bed sores, within 45 minutes of constant wear, 166 is allowed to go nude for medical purposes. Garments and bed linens are to be made long staple cotton and should be changed weekly. Male staff are forbidden from viewing or entertaining the direct vicinity of 166. Violation of this order will result in immediate disciplinary review and possible termination. At least one female staff member must remain in adjacent observation room at all times and maintain direct visual observation of 166 through the viewing slits or closed circuit television. In order to minimize the risk of an accidental exposure, all cameras and windows shall be equipped with translucent filters with at least 50% exclusion of detail. No permanent record shall be kept of any photographic evidence of 166's appearance. 166 requires no sustenance, save approximately 1 cc of human semen. Oh my god. Administered orally on a weekly basis. Now I remember why he was changed. Oh god.
There were quite a few things changed about this.
Yeah.
Considering how old she is, this is so bad.
Yes.
This is so bad.
Now remember, the content farm chose to do the old version when by the time they made a video, before they made a video, the new version was out. So, yes. Arrangements have been made with the local sperm bank for this purpose. On-site procurement will be carried out in emergencies only, despite the fact that 166 requires no other sustenance. The subject can consume normal human food and does do so. Due to 166's many health issues, medical evaluations should be carried out at least once per week. Description: SCP-166 appears to be a female human in her late teens, of average height and slender build. Medical and sociological analysis indicates several deviations from baseline human norms, including accelerated hair growth, approximately 20 centimeters per month, vulnerability to airborne particulate matter such as cigarette smoke and aerosols, which can include symptoms similar to an acute asthma attack, increased sensitivity to pressure ulcers, and alterations in dietary requirements. 166 is noted for her unusual effect on human males. Upon establishing visual contact with 166, 100% of human males tested attempted immediate sexual contact regardless of their normal sexual orientation, and approximately 70% of the test subjects' nipples faded after being removed from 166's presence. In 30% of these cases, however, desire turned into obsession, resulting in violent attempts to gain access to 166. Class A amnestics were efficacious in 43% of these cases. The remainder required termination.
I'm just going to comment. I can totally see why this was changed so much because the original was so bad.
Yes.
I feel like I probably blocked out the original version. Oh my goodness.
SCP-166 effects on males causes no small amount of distress, not at least due to her desire to follow a monastic life based on the principles of chastity, poverty, and obedience. For this reason and others, contact between her and any human male is strictly prohibited. This one deals of author's barely disguised fetish. That is still a good explanation, Sanju, for certain SCPs that have yet to be rewritten. Henceforth, I believe the number is SCP-1007, Factory Porn. I'm not going into detail with that SCP. It's... no. Anyways. I might get a number wrong, so quote me on the number. But yeah, alright. Anyways. And then in 166-A, circumstances of retrieval, 166 was originally retrieved from a covenant in Cornwall, England, on redacted. According to the nuns, she had originally been delivered to the covenant by a person of indistinguishable features, and claimed that she was the offspring of an elder creature of great power, and provided instructions for her care. All attempts to locate the mother have been unsuccessful to date. 166 was raised by the nuns in a cloistered environment until a young man, Subject A, who sneaked in the Covenant to visit one of the novices, accidentally caught sight of her. 3 days later, Subject A became violent and attacked the Covenant. Attempting to gain access to 166, Subject A proceeded to kill 1 nun and severely injured 3 others before being neutralized by force. A Foundation operative consulting with a local priest regarding an unrelated matter heard of the incident and proceeded to the scene. When he too became enamored, the operative immediately cut off contact, placing himself into confinement, and requested a female operative from command to take over the retrieval operation. Agent Beatrice Maddox made contact with Mother Abbess shortly afterward, negotiating the transfer of 166 to Foundation facilities for containment and research. Addendum 166-E. Text of a letter, origin unknown, placed in 166's suite on redacted. Dear Redacted. I first met your mother when she was a girl. She had hooves for feet and starlight in her eyes. She was a beauty in nature, and I killed her with my own 2 hands. Eden isn't a place, it's a state of being. They wanted to take us back to it. I stopped them. I took paradise away from us for the 2nd time. I have never regretted my actions on that day except one. That when you first met me on that day, you saw your father put a bullet in the head of your mother. I make no excuses, only an explanation. I hope you understand why I did what I did. I hope you forgive me. I love you. I wish I could have done more for you. The best I could do was leave you in the hands of kind and loving people in hopes they would raise you in my place. In what I've seen, they did well. I'm sorry you couldn't stay with them. I'm sorry they've brought you to this place. I promise to do my best to make sure you stay here is present. I promise to keep you safe. Happy 16th birthday, honey. Your father, Redacted. Now, as you can see here, she's 16 years old. And seeing how this SCP is heavily sexualizing a 16-year-old, you can see why it was rewritten, and why the fuck did the Content Fund redo this SCP of this when it was not changed. Why?
Man, I'm not sure why I remembered her as 13 or 12, but that's still really bad.
It's still minor, so yeah. Oh my god. This one's gonna be fun.
Oh, let's just hope they be tasteful about. Let's hope that it doesn't get too bad. We don't want to. I don't want to have to mark this really down because I know they're a content farm, but this is a bad subject to fuck up.
The thumbnail doesn't help.
What? Oh no.
The thumbnail doesn't
What
help.
did they give her an adult body? That's not the body of a 16-year-old. They gave her the body of an adult in the face of someone younger than 16? Oh gosh. Oh, poor.
I'm just gonna say this now. I highly understand. This is for YouTube in the future. If you guys want to click off the video, I understand. Even if clicking off the stream too, I understand for the time being. Because they're going to butcher this in the worst way imaginable.
When this releases on YouTube, will you censor every part that's inappropriate?
Maybe.
I think you'll have to. Think of what might happen to your channel.
Depends on how bad it gets. Yeah, they put original version. Which means they knew about the new version, but they chose to do an original. Is everyone ready?
Sure.
In 3, 2, 1.
The young woman was sitting on a chair in a room all alone. This is how she had spent most of her days since coming to live at the convent. The convent was located in a remote part of Cornwall in southern England. The only people she ever saw were the nuns who looked after her. They were good people, and they had treated her well since her arrival. She had told the abbess of the convent that she wished to repent her sins. She wanted to see a priest in order to make her confession. That morning, the nun bringing her breakfast had told her that today she was going to have a visitor. She had told her that a priest would be coming to see her in order for her to make her confession. She sat in her room waiting patiently for him to arrive. It seemed like an eternity before she eventually heard the door open. One of the nuns stood in the doorway. She turned to the priest who was standing behind her. "Here she is, Father," she said. The priest looked at the young woman. Suddenly, he put his hands over his eyes and started shouting, "No, no, get me out of here now!" The nun pulled the priest out of the room. The young woman could still hear him as he left the building. He was crying as though he was agonizing over something or someone. She was worried. What had happened to the priest? Why did he react like that when he saw her? She was thinking about what had gone wrong when she suddenly felt eyes on her. She looked at the window to her room. It was completely covered with men's faces. They seemed to be fighting with each other to get a better view of her. Each one pushing the other out of the way. It seemed like they were clamoring to get closer to her.
Oh my god.
Welcome back to SCP.
They already made it really bad.
There's no way this will get marked good.
And this fucker's probably happy about it, because look at this fucker right now. You're proud of what you did, aren't you, son of a bitch? Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
Exposed. Today we bring you Euclid class subject SCP-166. But before I go on, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on any more SCP stories. SCP-166 appears to be a female human approximately 19 years of age. She is of
That
average
is incorrect. She is... So, they're getting away with it because they aged her up to 19. She is 16.
Yeah, aging her up just shows you know you're bad.
Yeah, nowhere on here to say... It's only mentioned where her age is right here at the bottom. She is 16.
I think on the racism, sexism thing, we need to mark that a 4 right now. Because they literally aged her up after showing that scene. They know what they're doing. You need to mark that a 4.
Yeah, it's marking 4 right now. Instead of the founder gonna get away with making her do sexual shit.
You know I don't go with that. Remember what happened when that one content farm changed the doorman to not having skin? Like, there we go. Now we're not being racist against the brown man. Does the super racist against brown man shit. Oh my gosh. Oh. When you are a content farm or anything for that matter, if you purposely change a detail that's obvious that you're changing in order to get away with the bigotry as much as possible, the bad things you know you're not supposed to do, it shows everyone you know you're not supposed to do it, and that's why you're diving deep into it by putting this very thin sheet over it, going not guilty.
3, 2, 1.
height and slender build. Medical and physiological analysis indicates several deviations from baseline human norms, including accelerated hair growth approximately 20 centimeters per month. She has a vulnerability to airborne particulate matter such as cigarette smoke and aerosols, both of which can induce symptoms similar to an acute asthma attack. As even the lightest clothing tends to cause pressure ulcers or bed sores within 45 minutes of constant wear, she is allowed to go nude for medical purposes. Garments and bed linens are to be made of long,
Are they
stable
literally
cotton
showing
and should be
her
changed
as a
weekly.
16-year-old after the thumbnail and
Yes.
calling her not? They know what they're I hate them. I'm sorry, I hate them.
Is he good?
Yeah.
3, 2.
Weekly. Due to SCP-166's many health issues, medical evaluations should be carried out at least once per week. Although it seems like she doesn't need human food to survive, she is able to consume it and does willingly. SCP-166 is noted for her unusual effect upon human males.
Why would
Upon
it not
establishing-
seem like she should be able to eat?
Granted, it was mentioned that she doesn't need to eat, except for that one amount of human semen, but she does normally consume human food. She requires no other sustenance, the subject can't consume normal human food and do so. So that is in the article.
It's literally in the article as she needs to eat, but only the thing that a 16-year-old should never eat.
Yes.
So it never questions she needs to eat. They just find it weird that a girl that looks like a human wants to eat like a human.
Yep.
Not making them look better.
Visual contact with her, 100% of human males tested attempted immediate sexual contact, regardless of their normal sexual orientation.
My God.
They immediately go to showing someone trying to do the bad touch.
It never got that close.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking now we have to do added violence. The hell, there were so many SCPs they could add violence, but they do it with her.
Trying to see where. It shouldn't even. Yeah, it never mentioned him getting anywhere close to her.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It talked about them like wanting to go close to her, but not that they got close to her.
Yeah, they put well enough guards, most likely female guards or robotic
Oh,
guards.
definitely female or robot.
And that would actually be me. That would actually be kind of interesting thought. Like with this SCP, like the old version, if a robot that was designed as male, would it also have to fall under the same effects, or would it be immune?
It would not fall under the same effects because it's technically not male in the biological sense, because it's not biological.
Yeah.
If it's not biological, it will not be treated as biological. It is robot man.
Yeah.
It does not have the thing the pervert expected her to need. And yes, I'm calling the original creator a pervert. I don't know who originally made it, but pervert.
It's unknown.
I stand by what I said.
Alright. Alright, in 3, 2, 1.
In approximately 70% of these test subjects, the impulse faded after being removed from her presence. In 30% of these cases, however, the desire turned into obsession, resulting in violent attempts to gain access to
Don't tell me they're doing
SCP-166.
that percentage
Class
with the
A
one
amnestic.
black man. Well, you know what? We already put offensiveness at 4, but
Yeah, there he is. I didn't see that at first till you said something. I was like, wait, did they? Yeah, oh, yeah, they did.
yeah, the one that's more obsessive and violent, they made specifically to be the black man.
Oh, hi.
So,
Reload clips. Oh, hey, Hatchet. Yeah, I
Hey,
sent them.
Hatchet!
I sent Hatchet what they did with the original 166. Yeah, they made her 19, but in the document right at the bottom,
They say she's 16.
yeah.
Also, it's very obvious they said she was 16 so they could try to sexualize and dehumanize her as much as possible. So, let's just say it got so offensiveness even before racism popped up that we already pre-marked it at 4, and then they added the racism.
66.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Also, they've added a bit of violence.
Oh, show. What happened earlier? Yeah, they did this. It was
In the
not mentioned.
article, she's never actually attacked by a D class. But in here,
in the original article?
Yeah,
he was
that's
never
what we
attacked
read.
by a D class in the original article. They were always kept away by guards.
I never read the original article. Let's just say I'm glad it was changed.
I'm also glad it was changed.
Yeah. I sent that because I thought you would just send me a message back like, what the fuck? I didn't expect to drag you back here.
Also, they
Like,
have been drawing her like she's 16 despite the fact that they called her 19. So they know her real age.
well, the main reason I pop back in is I'm told something out of context
Ah.
when I don't know what's
Oh.
going on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And besides that, like, on his
Go rest up, Hatchet.
So, for starters, what do you mean by they're drawing her like she's 16?
The body development.
There's plenty of adults that have less bodily development. What matters to me is I don't know. I've been very fixated on recent pushes towards censorship. So language that makes me that sounds like it could lead into censorship talk gets my brain wet.
In this case, it's less censorship and more like, while the file was iffy from the start, they added details that were not in the file that makes it worse, a lot worse.
I get you.
And
Yeah.
they changed things from that to try to get away with it, changing those details.
Okay, so hold on. 253. Yeah, they also did
Oh,
this where she was just in the room and a bunch of guys just peering, trying to get in.
yeah, she was clothed when they were all looking over obsessively. All of them trying to break in to get to her.
Yeah.
That was the opening.
Yeah, I'm just
You
That's fair. I didn't mean to drag you here.
I'm sorry, Hatchet.
Yeah.
no, it's fine. I'm just
You're free to go back and rest. You can get all the rest you need.
oh, you see that's the thing. Like I'm in this I'm in this state where since we started this, I had been wanting to be involved with this particular SCP,
Ah.
Oh,
but on the night when it's coming up, my brain is like this. So, like, a large part of me is very intent on staying and doing what I can, while the
all
other
right.
part of me wants to just fuck off.
Alright.
I think we're both fine with that, as long as you can handle it. But
Yeah.
I will say, as you've heard, they've gotten very iffy with it. They've changed details and added things that weren't in there that makes it more aggressive and more violent and towards someone who can't defend herself.
I guess the other issue is just that I don't remember the article well enough to properly comment on it. So, like, if I was to just stay,
Alright.
it needs to be restarted. So I'm just gonna. Y'all know my general positions on stuff like this.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
like I'm generally very wary of, shall we say, media analysis tendencies that are commonly utilized by censorious organizations and people. This is a part of why I wanted to be here,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't
Yeah.
have it in me. So
we understand.
Yeah, we understand you. Gotcha. I almost called you Jerry for a second.
Very
am
different
Jerry.
people.
I am Jerry now.
you're,
I
you're,
have so many hums.
yeah, you're Jerry and Jerry is Jerry too.
What?
But yeah, I'm very hesitant, generally speaking, around like ideas that like any given specific body type is this age body type when there's so much variance in
That's fair.
people. Because like when I start hearing stuff like that, I'm immediately reminded of examples of people calling actual women like, shall we say, predator bait,
Ah,
because they express themselves how they want to.
Hatchet, when I'm talking the way her body is developed, I'm talking about like stereotypical how developed a 16-year-old is.
Yeah.
And adding that with how they're making her face look. If she had like a total flat chest, but if she had a mature face on her, then I would think she was an adult, but she doesn't. She has a baby face.
Well, yeah, and there's plenty of adults with baby faces. The
That's
like
actually fair.
the person I'm thinking of is literally like I think like 4 or 5 with a fairly babyish looking face, but she's like a gym gal that has occasionally done cosplays, and because she has a very petite body type, she's constantly inundated with people basically saying that because she has that body type, she shouldn't be sexual in any way, shape, or form.
That makes no sense.
Which is why I'm very hesitant around
mm-hmm.
making broad descriptors like that, because of just how diverse humans are.
Yeah. That's fair.
Granted, like, stereotypes are stereotypes, which is fair. I'm very hesitant to make those sorts of criticisms because of that sort of stuff that I've seen. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the main thing that just put me off in the video was that they changed her age from 16 to 19.
Yeah. Like,
That-
and like, conceptually, I guess that's the thing. It's like, conceptually, I could understand, like,
Mhm.
shall we say, in fan art, aging up a character to do something more risque with them in a manner that an artist is more comfortable with. But this isn't posing itself as like alternate fan art. This is acting as if they're actually relaying the factual information of the
Yep.
SCP.
Yeah.
They changed her age in a video explaining about her and sexualized her a lot more
Yeah.
when
Which is like, yeah, I basically I'm trying to temper my hesitancy with
Mm-hmm.
my intent to still criticize this sort of thing, while also having a headache, so I can't properly formulate my thoughts.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
I, but yeah, like, half of the reason why I poked my head back in is just like, this is one of those SCPs that I want to be new.
So, are you gonna stay
Was
here for the rest of the video, then leave?
No, I think I will just pop off. But
Okay.
I thought I'd at least pop in and give those 2 cents as like
Yeah.
something I would be adding if I was staying all the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so I'm so sorry for interruption.
You're fine.
Have a have a good night, y'all.
Yeah, me too.
good night, Hatchet.
So, funny enough, I have to go to intermission real quick, 'cause I gotta go to the bathroom. Jerry, entertain stream. I believe in you. You can do it. Alright, you should entertain stream.
I existed. Also, Hatchet commented while you were AFK.
Yeah, I
You
saw.
can, yeah. They did good commentary.
I attempted to perform antics. You failed.
Well, hey, technically, Chu did not fail. It was pretty successful, right? They had antics for a while you were gone.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Anyways, let's continue the video.
Normal sexual orientation. In approximately 70% of these test subjects, the impulse faded after being removed from her presence. In 30% of these cases, however, the desire turned into obsession, resulting in violent attempts to gain access to SCP-166. Class A amnestics were efficacious in 43% of these cases. The remainder required termination. Her effect on males causes her no small amount of distress, not least due to her desire to follow a monastic life based on the principles of chastity, poverty, and obedience. For this reason, and others, contact between her and any human male is strictly prohibited. SCP-166 can be kept safely in a minimal security environment. At the moment, she is being housed in a standard Class B suite at Site-17, with the following alterations. The adjacent suite has been redesignated into a local observation post. Translucent acrylic panels have been placed in the approach corridor and staging area to prevent direct line of sight into the containment suite from the exterior hallway. Warning signs have been placed throughout the containment area indicating that no male personnel are permitted in the area. Male staff are forbidden from viewing or entering the direct vicinity of SCP-166. Violation of this order will result in immediate disciplinary review and possible termination. At least one female staff member must remain in an adjacent observation room at all times and maintain direct visual observation of
Couldn't they at least try to learn how to
SCP-166 to
draw
review.
women?
No.
Okay.
Also, this is what they're looking through. This small little rectangle.
Well, if I remember, the cameras get destroyed by degradation pretty fast if they try that.
I think that's just a teenage Gaia.
Oh. The older
Yeah.
version doesn't have that?
No.
Oh.
So yeah, they can have cameras with original.
Viewing slits or closed-circuit television. In order to minimize the risk of accidental exposure, all cameras and windows shall be equipped with translucent filters with at least
See?
50% exclusion of detail.
Yeah.
No permanent record shall be kept of any photographic evidence of SCP-166's appearance. Reasonable requests for personal items and modifications to the containment suite may be granted upon approval by a Level 4 or higher authority. To date, she has requested a copy of the Holy Bible, the Douay Rheims Challoner revision. This was granted. A Catholic rosary, which was also granted. Access to a Catholic priest for confession, mass, and other sacraments, which was denied. Various books and magazines, mostly religious in nature. This request has been granted pending a review and approval of contents. A telephone with which to contact the abbess of a convent in Cornwall, England. This has been granted. She is to be allowed 1 hour of telephone time a week to this phone number only. SCP-166 is generally content to remain in her quarters as long as she is provided with entertainment in the form of religious materials, books, television, and art supplies. In return for her cooperation in her own confinement, she is to be allowed a 12-hour excursion away from Site-17 to an adjacent uninhabited island no more than once per month. Limited Release Protocol 19-A is to be observed in these cases, with the added restriction that no male personnel are to be allowed within 500 meters of SCP-166 during transport, and no male personnel are to be allowed on the island during her stay. The Foundation originally retrieved SCP-166 from a convent in Cornwall, England. According to the nuns, she had originally been delivered to the convent by a person of indistinguishable features who claimed that she was the offspring of an elder creature of great power, and provided instructions for her care. All attempts to locate the mother have been unsuccessful to date. SCP-166 was raised
original, didn't they acknowledge that the mother was dead?
Yeah. She did.
Raised by the nuns in a cloistered environment until a young man, Subject A, who sneaked into the convent to visit one of the novices, accidentally caught sight of her. 3 days later, Subject A became violent and attacked the convent, attempting to gain access to SCP-166. Subject A proceeded to kill one nun and severely injure 3 others before being neutralized by force. A Foundation operative consulting with a local priest regarding an unrelated matter heard of the incident and proceeded to the scene. When he too became enamored, the operative immediately cut off contact, placed himself into confinement, and requested a female operative from command to take over the retrieval operation. Agent Beatrice Maddox made contact with the Mother Abbess shortly afterward, negotiating the transfer of SCP-166 to Foundation facilities for containment and research. The following is the text of a letter found in her suite, the origin of which is unknown. Dear daughter, I first met your mother when she was a girl. She had hooves for feet and starlight in her eyes. She was beautiful and natural, and I killed her with my own 2 hands. Eden isn't a place, it's a state of being. They wanted to take us back to it, but I stopped them. I took paradise away from us for a second time. I have never regretted my actions on that day, except one, that when you first met me on that day, you saw your father put a bullet into the head of your mother. I make no excuses, only explanations. I hope you understand why I did what I did. I hope
They
you
gave
forgive
her
me.
the same build
I love you.
as her daughter, but they also called her a girl, not a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
I wish I could have done more for you. The best I could do was leave you in the hands of kind and loving people and hope they would raise you in my place.
He was an
From what I've
infant when
seen,
you
they
okay.
Also, it's very well known who her father is. Even in the old version, it's the same father. Dr. Alto
Yeah.
Clef.
Okay.
Let's see if they even show Alto Clef.
They don't need to show Clef, but they at least have to acknowledge she was left there as a fucking baby. Her mom was dead. Where would she have been before?
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
did well. I'm sorry you couldn't stay with them. I'm sorry they've brought you to this place. I promise to do my best.
Alright. Good night, Sanju.
Good night,
no
Sanju.
promises.
To make sure your stay here is pleasant,
I'll have
I
caramel
promise
later.
to keep you safe. Happy 16th birthday, honey.
Motherfucker! You said she was 19 in the video, but keep the 16th birthday!
Yep, they called her 19 and then they put happy 16th birthday. I
Yes,
think they're trying to make it sound like that she's 19 now, but at the time that she was handed the letter, she was 16.
even though that was not stated in the article.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
signed, Your Father. The Foundation personnel have conducted much investigation into the whereabouts of the parents of the subject. To this date, they have been unable to determine any specific information.
No, they know exactly who the dad is.
Yeah, they know who the dad is.
Acting like it's a fucking mystery.
Also, I've seen how usually you want to end things around this time, so I'm guessing this is the last SCP of the night.
You know what? Yes. I was fine for one more, but I think they made suffering too bad. Okay, deviates from the plot. Would you say that's a 3 or a 2?
Dude, they did keep a lot of original stuff, but they did change some things.
There's more than some things. That's why I was saying 3 or 2. It's not a 4. They kept some small things, but they changed a lot. They made it so instead of like testing if they'll charge for her or not, if they'll be attracted or not, they had her almost get assaulted.
Yeah.
They changed her to 19 and then started having her get way more attention.
Mhm.
They okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, but
I can see it as a
So-
3. Yeah.
I'm not arguing 4 or 3. I'm just saying why I don't think it's 1.
Yeah. So, removal of character / license.
They removed at least one character, which I wouldn't have minded if they didn't have Clef in, but I do mind that they literally went out of their way to say he's not they don't know who the dad is.
Yeah, I also forgot what that link your father leads to, and it's a very disturbing story. To those who don't know what that your father goes to right here, it goes to Dr. Alto Clef's suicide note.
Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah. So, just one.
Yeah, just one because they did everything else right on there.
Altered such gore violence.
They added violence, but it's not really a lot of violence, but they added
Yeah.
violence. An unusual, it's probably a 2.
Yeah, I can see it's 2. It's not like
Not a
exceeding
3,
into 3
not a
or
4,
4.
but yeah. Huh?
I was agreeing with you.
Okay.
Alright, let me add this shit up. It's gonna be way lower than 55%.
You know what? At least altered or added gore is a 2 and not a 4. At least deviates from the plot of the article is a 3 and not a 4. And that's the only upsides. At least they only removed one character.
I was right. Why can't we have more? Where the fuck are they? Why can't we have more of these ones? The 90%. I want them back. The ones where they knew what they were doing. They were still bad, but they kept true to the SCPs at least. Why can't we keep the 90%?
You know, I would like it if they did well on this too, but they did not.
Yeah. You know, oh wait, I just realized they never brought up the human semen part.
That's technically something I'm very happy about, but it still deviates from the plot of the article.
They never once brought it up. It's a good thing. At the very least. Alright, let me go and ending soon then. Alright. So here's one thing, cause earlier today, when they were fixing the power, because I didn't get power till noon, they knocked down internet, so I couldn't do a YouTube stream of reading creepypasta horror stories. So later tonight, after I have a little snack and rest a little bit, I'll take some I'll read some horror stories as recordings. So it won't be streamed. It'll be recordings. Let me see if I can get the names. I collected a bunch of them. They're rather short. Let's see. The Theater, and then its sequel, The True Story of the Theater, Mall Walker, Gateway of the Mind, one I haven't read, but is fucking terrifying despite how short it is, and Suicide Mouse.avi.
Oh,
Also, there is one story I was looking at because it's super popular, but literally not far into the story, where apparently some things you have to do in order to bring forth this creature. Or something like that, I'm guessing, because, like, it goes off like this. Here's my story. Be 16. Right under it, be black and have a family down in Alabama. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's a really good, terrifying story, but why the fuck specifically that? Like, why? But yeah, so there'll be some more horror content coming out, which I think some people will be excited to see. I think Jerry's one of them. So I think
wait, what?
I said I think you were one of them because I think back in the day you liked it when I did the horror story streams.
I do still like horror stories.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to space out. I think this might be a sign I'm hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, I found the VTuber I'm gonna raid for my own Twitch team. Jerry, do you have any last words for stream?
Uh, just remember, sometimes it's good things are changed. Change is good. Change is always good. Embrace change. Always embrace change that does not come from a bad place. But if it does come from a bad place, I guess run far away if you can. And if you
Yeah.
can't, well, you know what? The streams are ending soon.
Yeah. Also, I still believe one SCP should be heavily rewritten. Because
Yeah.
at first, I'm gonna say this, at first, factory porn wasn't as bad. Like, it gets worse, makes you want to do things worse as you get on. But the things it once makes you want to do is over the line.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a super bad concept. It just needs to have that shit removed. And for people wondering what I'm talking about, think about the worst sexual things you can think of and double it, and that's what it makes you do. I'm not wrong. Right, Jerry? Yeah.
What happened?
I was saying I'm not wrong, right? With factory
About
porn.
what?
I was saying, I was explaining factory porn, basically, that SCP, like, what it, in case no one knows, is basically what it makes you do is think about the worst sexual things you can think of and double it, and that's what it makes you do.
I do not remember. The more hungry I get, the more my brain empties because my photophobia basically makes it so it's really hard to focus on more things than one. And especially when I'm feeling other things besides eye pain. And right now I'm hungry. And my hunger has multiple physical side effects. And that basically makes my brain go, wait, what's going on? There's too much. Because it's already focused on the one thing, making my brain hurt less. So my brain is basically so hyper focused on multiple things that my brain is having a hard time letting me think. Let's just put it that way. Sorry.
I'm not gonna say it on stream for obvious reasons.
Oh!
Yes, now you see what I meant by that.
Thank you!
I'll delete that because I don't think I want that there.
Yeah, please.
You understand what I meant, and it's just two of the things. There's worse.
Yeah. Change is good. Change is good.
And yes, that was written by Admin Bright, if I remember correctly. Yeah, anyways, Danger Noddles, I hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time for your next mission. I won't be streaming again until Friday for the Groups of Interest tier listing. So yeah, I'll see you guys then, and hope everyone has a good night, and I will this.
Helicopter, helicopter.